Mousetress, the big supervillain in the city, is doing crime. So she starts to wonder, wait a minute, is Alan connected to the Mousetress? And we also have this character, the Eastern Street. She's kind of my version of Batman, who's trying to figure out who the Mousetress is. So we've got a 12-year-old girl that's all caught up into all of this reason. I will do age and not reading of the first book. Not the whole thing, just maybe every day or two. You get my New York Woods stuff. King Casimir, Uncle. How dramatic is that? And then I start the story out with her sleeping on the couch. This is in we call them bodegas. It's basically a small grocery store in the bottom of the building. And this is Mr. Bean, owns the bodega, and his cat, which is named Scratch Off. He has a lot of tickets, but also because Scratch Off is dangerous. Scratch Off likes no one but Mr. Bean, the king. It's just not fair. Life isn't fair. For instance, the health department unfairly doesn't love when people put their face drones on my counter. I mean, how much of the camp really eat? And I should say, this is right after she's given up, before she's starting it. She's like, kill all the bugs. And also in the background, you should see how much Scratch Off is attacking everyone. There are mosquitoes, ticks, other bugs, everything you know the names of. It's like only there's cockroaches. I don't think I just kill bugs. Usually again for the whole summer mountains again, the air just tasted better off sleep. Camping on top of that mountain made me feel like the world's natural place. That's some of my best friends for life there. And this should make me feel better. Cow? Who wish I had a cat? That would make me feel better. What's all good? Is this that you want over here covering what's not you? Scratch Off, leave that nice down alone. Oh, someone else is coming in. Scratch Off is ready. Watch out! Huh. Hello, Vincent. Why are we on? Is it a bit early for you? She goes to that Scratch Off. Oh, I wouldn't do that yet. He's not the front. There's a cat. Oh. Interesting. You here, Madeline? You can give me a job? Come on, I'm a super hard worker. Just until I save up enough for Kia. Remind me again how many plants you killed? Can't have a murderer on the staff. When you're 15, you can work part-time job at all the wars. And until then, explore the city, be a kid. Started working my first job when I was 10. I don't wish that on anyone. But to horses. Okay, that totally works if you say hey. But you get my point. Enjoy the summer. Oh, I meant. Chickadee, the cat whisperer. I know you're looking for a job. I might be able to help. Sincerely, Miss Lang and 5B. Ready or not? Ah, there you are. I'm so glad. Tonight I'll be working till midnight. Actually, I'm going to get paid already. How does $25 an hour sound? Okay, $30. For what? Oh, goodness, got ahead of myself. I need the cat sitter. Mrs. Piper lets you have 2 cats? I should say, Mrs. Piper is the super of the building, which means she's in charge of making sure everybody follows the rules. And we're going to get to meet her a little bit. Wrong and wrong. Mrs. Piper doesn't know that. It's more than 2 cats. The more you look, the more cats you find. Please, come in. Miles, Gracie, how do you doing? Can I get some refreshments? Oh. How many are there? Oh, just 217. 217? Ah, that would be a few months just don't fit 218 cats well. Horrible. Ooh, tea, almonds. You train them to fetch? Teaching a cat to fetch is easy. Jolie, you know the housekeeping. I'm going to clap out at my hat. Jolie, no hacking the Pentagon tonight. Whoa, is that cat using the computer? Oh, had to get a few pieces. It's easy. Smooch will show you how to use the remote. Just no scary movies. Oslo gets nightmares. No. Is Kasha okay? Sure. But what do we have to do? Feed them? Clean the litter box? Sis? How many litter boxes are there? Litter boxes. No. They don't use those. Yeah. Well. So good it's done. Everything on that carbon box and unboxed by fingerprint scanner. So here's your key. Wow, how big? You should have to create a 3D model, render a perfect mold, and cast it for a silicone fingerprint. It's easy. I know. There's a list of the grades with emergency contact information and all their names. I'll be home at midnight. Be good kitties. Wait, like, this is amazing. All right, right now we have a cat intermission. All right, why? What right all these silly cats? Let's find out. Raise your hand. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of cats. Okay. Now, keep your hand up if you have an evil cat. Okay, who wants to tell me about the evil cat? Tell me their name and why they're evil. Really? I'll leave over to you. Who's first and then who's second? I had run some of my own money. So I started watering my neighbor's plants. And I watered them, and I watered them, until they all drowned. I killed all my neighbor's plants by over-watering them. And you look at the front of the book, actually, books are dedicated usually to someone. It might be like to my mom or to my sister. This one is dedicated to my neighbors growing up, these plants I killed. Also, one of the big themes of that first book. So Beth goes away to camp. And she writes letters every single day. We have stickers and glitter and all this stuff. And she gets a letter, Katie gets a letter every day. And then suddenly, every few weeks. Suddenly, every few weeks. And then, the letters stop. And this actually happened to me growing up. This is my best friend, Anya. She was born with an emoji for her face. That's not true. This is my best friend, Anya. And she used to go to camp for 2 months every summer. And she used to write me all the time. It was super fun. And she'd come back and we'd talk about camp. And then one summer, she stopped writing me. She came back from camp like a foot taller. And she had a boyfriend. And I remember feeling like I had lost my friend. She had grown up without me. It was such a bad that we are friends as adults, but for those few years, I remember feeling like I had lost my best friend. I also love the idea. Is anyone here watching X-Men? Yeah? I'm so glad it's back. Because I love X-Men. You see different things like Wolverine. He's a good guy, but he's so grumpy and he's so annoying. He doesn't always do the right thing. And I like superheroes and supervillains that are not all good and not all bad. Like, for instance, all of us. All of us will be really good most of the time, but I think all of us have a day that we're like, we made some bad decisions. Or we were grumpy, or, do something that we didn't want to do. So I like the idea that superheroes don't have to be one or the other. Maybe a supervillain could possibly be kind of good. And maybe a superhero could kind of be nothing. As we'll see with the Mousetress, who is our main supervillain in this book. A lot of the things she does are to save animals. And I love animals. So When I was in that library, every day after school, there was this book, 600 pages of every animal in the world. And I read that book almost every day. We had things like, I love the Scrapfish, that was one of my favorites. I still never see one person, but I love the idea of being like a governor with makeup words. But I learned about guinea pigs, which I still have to say my mother did not feel the same way about animals as I did. Everything on this list is a giant raptor. She's from Queens, New York, so no animals. I love this. This is a sugar glider.
I used to have
I fell in love with sloths and red pandas, and as you noticed from my earlier books, a lot of these were the main characters in my books. I also started volunteering at a local shelter. I would go on the meetings, this was like 5 in the morning every weekend, and I would hold an animal, and often it would be clawing me or something. I remember this one as we tried to get these cats and dogs adopted. I also realized that there are scientists all over the world who need help. And I can basically determine animals, so like I really want to look at penguins. Start searching and be like, is any place that works with penguins need volunteers? Found a place in South Africa, and was able to save up my money and my time off and live there. And I actually worked in South Africa counting baby penguins for a month. It was so cool. And now something that I do every 2 years now is in Australia. I work at a place with this animal right here, and I'll give you a better picture of them. You want to raise your hand and tell me what animal you think this is. Anybody know?
What?
It's okay, it's not a kangaroo. I wish it was. I did actually see one. What do we do? That's great. Fruit bat, it is a fruit bat. It's called a flying fox. And this is me bottle feeding one while scratching another one in the armpit. So we actually, every year, would wind up with anywhere from 200 to 700 orphan baby bats that didn't have parents. And they used to go from hundreds of thousands of bats down to about 20,000. So our job is to make sure that they survive. So for 24 hours a day, I would bottle feed baby bats. And this is something I really, really care about. And I wanted that to be part of the book. And probably the biggest thing, which you might have noticed, because there are a few of them in the book, is that me and Steph both love cats. And there's reasons why we love cats. And I believe in the scientific method, so we go to the scientific to show you why cats are great and why cats are very smart. Number one, cats are easy to fit anywhere in your life. Here we have been talking about cats being living, and here we have scientific proof. We're all photos of cats. Are they And here we have a photo of my suitcase on my way to Colorado. Number two, all cats, no matter how nice they seem, are all just a tiny bit evil. Again, proof. Here we have body delivered leather to scratching post. Or how about this cat that peed on a hamster? Or what about this cat that ate $300? And here we have Steph. This is Stephanie, who is working at a cat cafe in Japan. You're like, oh, I'm so inspired by all the cats walking around me. No, one of the cats decided to eat the manuscript. Here we have the cat eating a page from book one. They have evidence. And number three, this is maybe the biggest. Cats have superpowers they can be begin to understand. Once again, superpower. There's actually a book called Adventure Cats. And the book is about cat communities and things. For instance, there is a cat that loves to surfboard. There's cats who do mountain climbing. Cats are a lot smarter than we think they are. That actually is a cat that a keyboard happening. It'll be hard. I will say too, most of your cats would not like to do any of these things. But there is a history of cats doing some pretty amazing things. And let me tell you a bit about cats in history. So 1870s Belgium. They're like, so annoying to have humans deliver the mail. Like they always want sick days, they always complain. Why don't we just train cats to do it? The true story. They decided to train 37 cats deliver the mail. And if you want to guess, someone raise your hand, how many of those 37 cats do you think successfully delivered mail? Leo? Zero. Not quite zero. Okay. Yeah, right here. 10, closer. Let's go here. Under that. Very close. The answer is actually all of them. All 37. And I bet right now you're thinking, hey, if the cats deliver the mail successfully, why don't we have cats deliver our packages? Why don't we have humans doing it? There's a slight problem with this. One, some of the cats took 3 hours. And some of them took 5 months. Not exactly your 2-day delivery window for it. So they're like, all right, it's not the greatest idea. Maybe we should use you. One of the books I found in the library growing up was about pets in the White House for history. And I found it really interesting. The very first domestic cats were actually Abe Lincoln's. They had a cat named Pixie, a cat named Tabby. There are no photographs of these cats, but I just photoshopped them on there because I thought they were cute. If you asked his wife, Mary Todd, what his hobbies were, she wouldn't say reading, she wouldn't say sports, she would just frown at you and say, cats. Abe Lincoln loved cats. He was always rescuing them. If you might have noticed that a minute ago, I said first domestic cats. Because there was someone before him. This is the Mutton Chop Van Buren, also known as Mark Van Buren. You can tell he was not an author because his mustache is moved to the side of his face. And he had a cat in the White House for 2 weeks until Congress unanimously voted it was not okay to have this cat in the White House. And the reason why, it was a tiger. So, there's now some rules in place. We cannot have animals in the White House. Okay. So while we have yet to have a cat president, something I'm very upset about, we actually have had a cat mayor. This is Mayor Stubbs. In 1998, a small town in Alaska was having a mayoral election, and they had 2 humans running for mayor, like you do. And this one woman had a kitten named Stubbs. But she didn't like either person running for mayor. She's like, I think it'd be funny to write my cat's name. And she told some of her friends, who told some of their friends, who told some of their friends, and suddenly Stubbs won. People got really upset. We can't have a cat for mayor. That's ridiculous. Not all these newspapers started writing about, oh my gosh, who's a cat mayor? I'll tell you. And suddenly, this small town had all these tourists coming in. And their restaurants and their stores were getting money and doing so much better. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we keep it? For these 4 years, let's just have this cat mayor. So 4 years later, they have humans run for mayor again. And you know what happens? Everybody writes Stubbs' name in again. Stubbs won again. And Stubbs continued to win for 20 years. It happened in 2020. Mayor Stubbs was mayor his whole life. I love Mayor Stubbs. I also believe Mayor Stubbs' policies were ways to go through maps. But it was a great little moment for this small town and for cats. Okay, I will go back to the story now that I've convinced you that everything in the story is accurate and scientific, right? Okay. Here we have Kiwi. She is in a bit of a pickle. Crash. Ah! Bad kitty, bad! No, his legs are gonna kill me. You got someone talking about the cat pushing these counters? Too quick for you. This is Moritz, whose specialty is counterattacks. Here we are. Showdown. Cave versus Moritz versus the glass. And Moritz wins. Crash. Great. People doesn't work. At least it was broken before I got here. Pizza delivery. I didn't order any. Hey, no fire engines! Mom, hey kitty cat, how's the Persian camera going? Any jobs? Knocking off. I told you I didn't order these pizzas. What is going on here? Here we have Mrs. Spider. They are my cats. 9 minutes until I get fired again. I'm at Bethany and Justin Public this morning right now, getting all about it. Well, these things can't get any worse. A life lesson? Never say this phrase out loud, because you know what happens?
They get
It won't get worse.
Things get worse.
Very funny. Get it. You're great at hiding. Show off. Guys? Guys? Oh, no, 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 no. How do you lose 217 pounds? I don't know. Someone's opening the door. Huh? Are those couch pillows? Who did you 2 minutes earlier? Me a kid. Yoink! I thought I'd catch you. So, spackle. And let us say that there are some universal things that, for instance, no matter how smart your cat is, often they are still scared of the vacuum. It's just, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do. There were just so many of them. That makes the apartment so clean. Sorry. As promised. Same time tomorrow night. All right, we're going to take a break there, too, to talk about how we become a writer. So luckily, this is a very, very different thing. So once again, I obviously didn't know any writers. And luckily, as a adult, I found out that every town or city has a giant rock. And in that rock, they stick some kind of weapon in it, like usually it's like a sword or something, and if you can pull out that sword, you get a book contract. Is that true? No, that's not true. That's silly. But that's just as silly as what most people believe. Most people believe that this is what I look like when I was a baby. It is not what I look like. You aren't born a writer. You aren't born an artist. You're not born anything. You're nothing that you want to hold your head up, let alone type on a computer. You get there by working. You get there by writing as much as you get by reading as much as you get by drawing as much as you get by not giving up. And that's the thing that I think that too many people say. Let's say you make art, they'll be like, oh, I can't draw. No, it just means you haven't tried drawing much. And if you keep trying, you get better and better. So we're going to do a little guessing game. I will give you 3 options. You can raise your hand for one of them. And you can guess how old I was when I wrote my first book. First option, 26 years old. Second option, 8 years old. Or third option, 473 years old, and I was moisturized really well and looked great for my age. Okay, who thinks it's 26? Okay, who thinks it's 8? A bunch of you think I'm 473 years old and look great. Oh, thank you, you guys are so sweet. It is 8 years old. This is a picture of me when I was 8, very up close picture. And I was in the library every day. They started encouraging me to try to write. And I was a super fan of these guys. So that's silly describing your name all along. It actually is one of my favorite writers. His name is Solatha Kumanagona. A name as fancy as his mustache. And he is responsible for writing the Sherlock Holmes mysteries, which I love. I read all of the Sherlock Holmes mysteries with a very kind of mind. So I was like, oh yeah, I could write a story about Sherlock Holmes. But instead of Watson, his humble assistant, he could be me. So I wrote a story. It was 8 pages, handwritten on small paper. And it's about me and Sherlock Holmes solving crimes. So there's no problem. Or actually, there was no problem. The one problem was, I was like, oh, Watson always does the boring stuff. We need a third detective to do all the boring stuff. So I was like, oh, who should our third detective be? I got it. The third detective was a talking killer whale. The book I wrote and sent to Scholastic Publishers was about me, Sherlock Holmes, riding on the back of a talking killer whale solving crimes. Few problems with this. Number one, any crimes that were committed on land were very hard to get to because we couldn't leave the water. And number two, it wasn't exactly very good. So I consider it my first book. And do you think he got published? Yeah. Oh no. I never even heard from them at all. They were like, this is weird. So I waited a few years. years. And then when I was a teenager, I decided I was going to write a novel. And I wrote a novel, and I poured my heart into it. I was so proud of myself, and I sent it out to publishers. Did that get published?
Yes.
No, definitely no. I heard nothing back. I sent it to about 30 publishers. So, waited a couple more years, and I wrote another book. It was 300 pages. It was the best thing I'd ever done. Did that get published?
Yes.
It took 31 books. I wrote 31 books, and these are picture books, these are middle grade novels, these are monster novels, or comics. None of them got published. But the interesting thing about that is, if you look through the books, that first row, oh, they were bad. They were not good books. The second row was slightly better. That third row was pretty good. And I started to get letters back from publishers. Nice letters, they would just photocopy, but nice letters. By that last row, I started getting personalized things back from publishers saying, this isn't right for us, well, what else do you have? At the same time, I was having a lot of fun because webcomics became a thing. I started making a very silly webcomic. That was a photo comic with me and stuffed animals running around Brooklyn. And super, super silly. But it's something I did twice a week just because I thought it was fun. One of the people that read that comic became an editor. And he asked me, like, what else do you got? And we started to come up with the idea of all these animals I loved, and then come up with the idea of I love mysteries, I love animals. We put it all together and we came up with anything that Chuck had an idea. So here I was going back to an author. I always wanted to do this as soon as I found it as a possibility. My mustache is going to grow in any day. So I thought I had made it. And I wrote another book. I sent it out. I don't know what happened. It got rejected. I wrote more books that got rejected. And the thing is, again, I just wanted to listen better and better. And Merlin, this one was a character in a book that I don't read back here, but I was like, I kept thinking about him and I missed him. I was like, you know what, I want to bring that character back and try a totally different book. And it worked. And since then, I've had every single book I've written published. And that doesn't mean that every single book is perfect, but that's that I've shown that I'm willing to work, and I've shown that I'm working with them to get it perfect. So there's so many ways to work with books. People think it's just illustrators and authors, but there's lots of different jobs. For instance, that woman that was a fan of my webcomic, her name was Carol Burrell, and she was an editor. And editors take all your silly wacky ideas and they funnel them until they make sense. And she puts a lot of red marks on my manuscript, so this is all Carol. But she helped work with me to figure out what anything should be. There's other jobs too that I didn't know existed at her age. Like for instance, this is what Steph does for the pages of David Jackson. She draws what they call inks. So it's a black and white art. But there's a third person named Brandon Lamb who colors them in. Did you know you can color pages professionally at a job? It's so cool. So Brandon takes this and he adds these colors. And then another woman named Sylvia comes in and she adds all the word balloons. Isn't that cool? One got a lady in publishing. This is me when I was about 22, when I was still on the dark side before I came over to the good side. Just kidding. I'm still on the dark side. I was working as a receptionist at a place that makes books. My first job, even though I was just had to come out around books all the time, I started to talk a lot about books I loved, and then became in the marketing department. So I had to travel all over the country telling other people about loving books. Like, that's a job too. And as I got a little older, I started trying with other wrestling. I wanted to learn how to design books. And I actually have designed about 200 books. For some of my absolute favorite authors, Jean Yang, Ben Happy, Derek Russell, a lot of really cool books I got to work on. So we're going to go back to the review and show you what happens after evening starts to come. So that was Monday night. Here we have Tuesday night. The cats are all making and Wednesday night. Oh boy. What about Thursday night? Oh dear. Lots of drama. And here we have Mrs. Piper desperately trying to save her third couch. Try it down, Couch Steve. Huh? Face the house over. And then every night, between 11:59 and midnight, his cats clean everything up so Madeline doesn't know. I know. Here we have Big Eddie open the pocket. Hello, kitties. It's beautiful at midnight. Here every block is even upside down. It's perfect, was not impossible. This is the next day, Katie's talking to Mr. B. I'm not exaggerating, there are 217 cats in our apartment. I believe you there are a lot, she's definitely an eccentric, but 217? You actually counted? Of course, they totally stand still for me. There's this one orange one, he's buying things online. And this gray and white one that he's chasing the channel with scary movies. And a black and brown one that seems to hate glassware. What are the reviews? I don't know. Evil, and so evil that evil is not strong enough word evil. Maybe if you take the time to learn the names, it might be more responsive. It'll worse when you're right. That easy. All right, let's see. Jody, orange with one black paw, like happy green modeling on my baby. We have Jody, computer expert, playing the game. And her teammates are saying, why are you raiding our village? We're on the same team. Okay. I think that's crazy. It says here you can interpret and understand 82 languages? Hold on, Gracie. I'm going to do a bad Spanish accent because that's what she does. I'll go and do a bad Spanish accent. Hold on, Gracie. ¿Dónde está el baño? Gracie, over there. No. There's a part in the end of book on that they actually use different words for meow in all different languages. So she says meow in 82 different languages throughout books. And she's showing you that. Right. Master various martial arts and weapons. Jiu-jitsu, love kitchen, helicopter repair, counter attacks, camouflage, smoke bombs, battle bombs, enemy target. What is this list? Huh. At least this one is normal. Miles, long black hat, bright blue eyes, gloves, lasers. Something like that. Oh, things are pointed right on the counter. Perfect. I'm going to do Miles. Oh. There you are. You want to play? Let's play. Click. We'll stop there. I'll show you a little bit. How much time do we have? We're good? Okay. So I think we have some time for questions. And I believe there's a raffle where we're going to do some fun. So thank you for being such a good audience, too. I love Miles.
Can we give a good round of applause for Colleen, please?